Good morning, students. Today we start the first problematic part of our BRM business research methods, which is nothing but the arithmetic mean problems. What is one more name for arithmetic mean? It's nothing but simply you call this one as mean also. This is one of the methods under average. Yesterday, we were discussing elaborately about an average. An average is a single numerical value, a single numerical figure which explains whole lot of the data. Because whenever you collect the data, many more values would be there, hundreds will be there, thousands will be there, lakhs would be there. But you have to understand what all these values collectively giving, what kind of information they are conveying to us. Whether sales are good, whether consumers are actually accepting the product or not. Such a way, if you think there will be so many business problems. So to understand about that situation, what is required, a numerical value is required. It's a basic numerical information which explains about the whole lot of data. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing the averages. The one more name for averages is the measures of central tendency or else the measures of location. Like three types are there. One is positional averages, median and mode, and one more is what you call mathematical average categorization. So under which what you get arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean, and the final segmentation categorization is nothing but the business averages. So what is the best example? Weighted arithmetic mean or weighted average. Today we are going to understand purely of what you called the very important average method, which is nothing but calculation of the mean or else what you call the arithmetic mean. Okay. So wherever you go from now onwards, the symbol for mean is like this. Small letter x bar. What to call this one as x bar. So in statistics, everything cannot be explained in terms of lengthy words. Information will be conveyed by using symbols, mathematical symbols. So most of the times the mathematical information would be symbolically will be represented. So you need to you need to become familiar with all these notations. So how do you denote arithmetic mean or simply mean as x bar? Understand? So when you want to calculate this x bar, arithmetic mean, there are different formulae are there. Understand? Each formula is suitable for each kind of data. So remember that data are going to be different based upon the nature. Like what you call quantitative data will be there, qualitative data would be there. So let us suppose what you call a supermarket is there. Per month, what are the sales of the supermarket? You express in terms of the numbers. What you call that you are calling as the quantitative data. In terms of numbers, easily can be expressible. One more kind of data would be there. Let us suppose that you want to understand the impression or else what called the opinion about a model of the cars, introduced by, let us suppose, a Hyundai company. So opinion means in terms of words, the consumers or the customers are going to explain. That information also going to be converted into numbers. Truly speaking, that data you are calling as a qualitative data. So quantitative data, qualitative data. Like that, based upon the measurements, the data types would be nominal, ordinal, interval, and as well as the ratio types. So these are all we are going to discuss extensively in the coming classes. But purely based upon the numerical information, so for time being, the data will be segmented into what we call three types. I mean to say the data can be informed in three ways. One form is known as individual series. Individual series. Or else this is also called as individual data. The next one is discrete series. Discrete series or else a discrete data. The third one is called continuous series, or else what to call this one as a continuous data. So from now onwards you have to apply that formula which suits for what to call various kinds of data values. That means whenever a data is given to you, you have to understand first of all whether the data is of individual series type or else discrete series type or else continuous series type. Okay. Now I am portraying some numerical information. You observe and yourself you grasp which kind of data falls into which kind of series. Okay. Now here first data I am providing. Just what I write here, set of numbers like 20, 40, okay, 50, 65, 70. Okay. The next kind of data set I am providing. Okay. Let us suppose that here I am providing or else what to call so this is one more type of data. What is that? Number 10 repeated 20 times. Same way number 40 repeated, let us suppose that what is that value 40, like number 15 repeated 50 times, number 21 repeated 65 times, number 32 repeated how many times? 75 times. This is one more data I am providing you all. Same way, third kind of data I am providing. Carefully observe. Class interval, frequency. Select class intervals 0 to 10, okay, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. And what are the values I am providing now? 20, 40, 50, 65, 75. This is third kind of data. Carefully observe what is the difference. The first kind of data you will be called as what you called individual series. The second kind of data you will be called as discrete series. And the third kind of data you are calling as a continuous series. Understand? I mean to say, in the first series, that means in the individual series, only numbers have been given And what those numbers are going to represent, we doesn't know. There is no correspondence, there is no name for these numbers. Labeling is not there for this series of numbers. What you call such a kind of series as individual series. But for the numbers, if labeling is there, that means 20 represents repetition of the number 10. 40 represents repetition of the number 40. Like 65 represents repetition of the number 21. You call this way of representation of the data as discrete series. And under continuous series, there is no confusion at all. The data will be in terms of what you call the intervals. Lower interval will be there, higher interval will be there. So 0 is the lower interval and the 10 is the higher interval limit. Okay? What to call this one as the interval. Such a way, if we represent the data in terms of the intervals and correspondingly their frequency, like 0 to 10 interval, what is the frequency? 20. For 10 to 20, what is the frequency? 40. Same way for 20 to 30, 50. Like 40 to 50 interval, what is the frequency? 75. You call this one as a continuous series. Careful, what we are discussing today, we are discussing the types of the data based upon the representation. Information or else the data can be represented in terms of the individual series. It can be represented by means of what you call comparison, correspondence. The data can also be represented in terms of what you call continuous way. See here, why you are calling this one as a continuous? From 0 to 50, all the information you are providing. So suppose 0 to 10, how many values are there? Not only 10 values, here you need to denote 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Isn't it? Every value you are going to consider. Hence, this is called as a continuous series. Get you my point? That means, so not only the arithmetic mean, every formula, harmonic mean, geometric mean, median, mode, whatever may be, all the formulae basically depends upon these three forms of the data. That's why understanding the data is very, very important. The first kind of data is known as the individual series. The second kind of data is called the discrete series. And the third kind of data is called as a continuous series. But I want to make you all alert. While understanding the discrete series, be careful whether these what you called information is a number or else representing or it is a symbol. Now here it is a number, that means can be operated, but sometimes 10 can be assumed as a symbol. You all know the Argentine famous footballer, jersey number is 10. What is the meaning of 10 over there? Meaningless, that's symbol, that's it. Whenever the 10 number sportsman playing on the ground, we assume that he is the Messi. Same as Sachin Tendulkar also wears jersey number 10. There, the 10 is not having any quantitative value, it has got only the qualitative value. That's why you have to be very, very careful, especially this confusion arises in the discrete series. In the discrete series, of course, two columns of data would be there. You have to carefully observe whether both the columns are representing numerical information or else any one column representing symbolic information. Is that clear? Now we are going to understand various types of formulae Okay. For these various kinds of what you call data types. So how many data types are there? Three types. One is the individual series. The next one is the continuous series. And the what you call discrete series, and finally the continuous series. Is that okay? Now we are going to understand the formulae of what you call individual series. The first kind of what you call series, what you call this one as individual series. Individual series. In the problems, they will not give you whether this is individual series or continuous series or discrete. You need to identify that by looking that problem, the information whatever is provided. So, under individual series, how to calculate the arithmetic mean or simply mean? So, therefore, mean. So, again, whether individual, discrete or continuous, different formulae are there, subcategorization. Like the first method is called direct method. Direct method. Like indirect method. Or else one more shortcut method. Is it? Different types are there. Every formula gives you same answer. Okay. So under individual series, the direct method formula is, so that is mean is equal to, how to represent the mean? X bar, small letter, X bar is equal to, that is equal to. This is very familiar formula, all of you know very well. Sum of all the values by what you called the number of values. So how to write this one? So sigma fi by n, or else what you call, if you represent the symbol as x, so what you can write here? Sigma, okay, xi by small letter n. Be careful, symbols are very very important. So what is xi? That xi nothing but x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 sum. In the statistics, this symbol is known as the sigma. What to call this one as? Sigma. There is one more sigma like this also we are going to represent under normal distribution. So we are going to get this symbol also. This is also known as sigma only. Remember that this sigma means operation. What is the operation we are performing? Sum. This sigma, this is called lower sigma, represents standard deviation under the normal distribution. Okay. So sigma xi by n, where I takes values, okay, from 1 to the number of given value. Sigma xi by n. Okay. So what do you call this one as? The direct method. This is the first formula. You have to remember. The next one is shortcut method. Shortcut method. Or indirect method. Here the formula is mean. That is equal to x bar. That is equal to a plus sigma di by n. Di by n. Again here I takes values from 1 to n. So this is called the second formula under individual series. Now here what do you mean by A? A is nothing but what? Assumed value. Assumed value. Some constant value, that one. Based upon the given data we assume that. We consider that. Now where DI is nothing but deviation or difference. So how to get from the given values, that is xi subtracting assumed value. What to call this one as A? Xi minus A. So what to call this one as deviation. So this is called the shortcut method. This is called the direct method. Under which series? Individual series. You have to by heart this formula. Okay. Now we go for the next series. Just recalling all the things. So today we came to know what do you mean by individual series, discrete series, continuous series. Only numbers are given without any proper address correspondence. You call that one as the individual series. Numbers are given with corresponding address, appropriate meaning. You call this one as the discrete series. If the values expressed in terms of the intervals with corresponding frequencies, frequency means number of times repeating that value. What is the meaning of frequency? More number of times repeating any value, isn't it? So for the individual series, two types of formula. One is the direct method, the next one is the shortcut method. So x bar, this is the notation, sigma xi by n. So what is the n here? Be careful. In the individual series, I am using what you called small n. Number of elements or number of values. What do you mean a small n? Number of values. Then what do you mean a capital N? This is different. Capital N expresses the total value of the frequency. Already told you statistics is the symbolic language. Every symbol got its own meaning. You have to remember that. By practicing, you will become familiar, need not to worry. So we came to know this is the formula set for individual series. Next. So this is discrete series formula set. Arithmetic mean x bar, sigma fi xi by n. If you want, you can write your I takes values from 1 to n. So like that, you can write the running of the values, series of the values. And the shortcut method, assumed value. AV stands for assumed value. Assumed value or assumed mean. So total frequency, be careful. Capital N means here total frequency. Now next, continuous series. But under continuous series, how many formula are there? Three types. One is direct method. The second one is shortcut method. The third one is step deviation method. Now we are going to start the problems. Okay. So this is the problem. Find mean. Now here what are the values? 41, 47, 54, 23, 34, 37, 51, 53, 47. What is the question? Find mean. Already told you, immediately after looking at the data, you need to track down what is the type of the data. These values are simply series of values. They are not corresponding anything. So what you can understand, so the given data is of what you call individual series type. So what is that? Given data is of individual series. So individual series. So you can apply any formula. So how many formula are there under individual series? Two formula are there. One is direct method and one more is shortcut method. Generally, shortcut method is applicable whenever the values are very, very big in size, in terms of magnitude. I mean to say in terms of thousands, lakhs, but hardly here the numbers are in terms of tens. So you can apply direct method. Okay. Now applying direct method. So what's the formula? Arithmetic mean, that is nothing but x bar, which is nothing but what you call sigma of all the given values xi by number of values. Where I takes values 1, 2. How many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values are there. Up to 9 values. Now how to put this value? Nothing but 41 plus 47 plus whole divided by how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is equal to 41 plus 47 plus 54 plus 23 plus 34 plus 37 plus 51 plus 53 plus 47, that is equal to 387 whole divided by 9. So that is equal to 387 whole divided by 9. So how much you will get? So what is the mean? 43. So what is the method we have applied here? Direct method. Same way we go apply for the same data the one more method. What do you call this? Shortcut method. So this is method A. Now I am going to apply method B. What is that? Shortcut method. Shortcut method. So what is the formula? Arithmetic mean AM, or else simply if you want you can write mean also, x bar. So A plus, okay, sigma di by n. So this is the formula. Now where A is what? Assumed value. Assumed value. Where di is called deviation. How do you get from the given values? You subtract assumed value. Where n is nothing but the number of values. So number of what? Values or elements which are given. This is the formula. Okay. So for this we create a calculation table. So in statistics, beauty is always you have to calculate in terms of tables. Okay. Wherever necessary. So what is the meaning of this? I am putting calculation table. Okay. Now I am assuming the given values as xi. So one column. Next we assume A is equal to something which reduces the size of the magnitude. But don't assume the A value as a decimal values or else what called in terms of P by Q. Ratio values, isn't it? Any simple numerical value assume. Strictly speaking, multiples of 5 or multiples of 10 is going to be good. This is one suggestion, that's it. Okay, now here I am assuming, looking at all the given values, the best one is I am assuming A as 10. Let us see. Okay, now how to get DI? So DI is nothing but XI values which I will put in the first column, and what is A value? Just now I assumed as 10. Okay, so this become what you call table column. Now what are the values according to the data given? 41, okay, 47, next 54, 23, 34, 37, 51, 53, 47. This is Xi. Xi minus 10. So how much you will get here? 31. Now here 37. Now here what you get? 44. 13. 24. 27, 41, 43, 37. Now we need to calculate this total. Sigma DI means total of these values. (31 plus 37 plus 44 plus 13 plus 24 plus 27 plus 41 plus 43 plus 37. So what is the total? 297. Now we apply, substitute in the formula, that is arithmetic mean, that is equal to X bar. So how much you will get? A is what? Assumed value 10 plus, so 297 whole divided by number of values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Small n value is 9. That is equal to, be careful, whenever plus, minus, divisions, multiplication like that, multiple operations are there, you need to apply BODMAS. What is BODMAS? Bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, BODMAS. So what is the best way? First you calculate this ratio value, then we add. Okay, 10 plus, so how much you will get? 33. So again the mean is what you called 43. Am I right? That means both the formulae given you the same answer. but you should understand where to apply formula. Whenever the values are very, very large in size, go for this method, shortcut method. Whenever values are small in size, because now we got sophisticated technology, like calculators are there, computers are there, whatever may be the size of the value, easily you can calculate, understand? But in the exam, if they ask you directly apply shortcut method individual series, there is no exception. So both answers are correct. So what do you call this method as? Calculation of arithmetic mean in individual series. The series will be of what you called, series means what? Continuously value should be there without any correspondence, without any address. Okay. In the next class, we go for how to calculate arithmetic mean value for discrete series and as well as a continuous series. But what I request you meanwhile, you try to by heart the formula, you try to understand the differences of what you call three variety kinds of data sets. What is that? Individual, discrete and as well as the continuous. And before I go, what is the meaning of this mean here? 43. I already told you that the mean value is going to give the information of all other values. That means all other values combinedly supporting which value here? 43. Let us suppose that all these series of values represent sales of soap bars. One day 41 soaps have been sold. One more day 47 soaps have been sold, 54 like that. Overall way, on an average, how many soaps sold per day? See that meaning. It's nothing but 43 soaps, 43 vehicles. So such a way, based upon the data, you need to derive that numerical information into verbal information. Then only you can understand the what you call actual purpose of the statistics. Don't convey the numerical information as it is. Try to put that numerical information into verbal information. Understood? Now I stop here. Thank you so much.